What's up, everybody? Welcome to podcast. Now, I'm Alex. In this video, I want to go over the new info that we learned on Star Wars Squadrons. Obviously, show you guys the trailer. In my opinion, looks really, really good. A lot of the details are actually, I think, really solid. Are there some worries? Are there concerns? Definitely. But I think this was a pretty solid showing. And again, I want to talk about some of the future stuff we're going to see about this game, all that stuff. Now, really quickly, I'm actually going to make another video on this game on my second channel. I'm actually going to talk about some of the characters that I think were teased in the trailer. Jeff Keighley talked about, and that is part of this video, talking about, that there are going to be basically like guest appearances. There's going to be cameos from people that we've seen in the Star Wars world. I want to talk about that on the second channel. So if you guys have not yet subscribed, I'll leave a link for that in the description below if you guys want to check that channel out. So what do we know about this game? Well, I think I want to start with the money aspect first because I think that's kind of important. It's a $40 game. That's really solid. I did not expect this game to be $40. And to be honest with you, when you hear the stuff that this game is going to be about, what you're actually going to be doing in this game, does it sound like a full price game? No, not necessarily, but stranger things have happened, right? We've definitely gotten games that are, priced not according. You could look at Fast and Furious Crossroads, that movie tie-in game, which doesn't look like it should be worth anything more than, I guess I don't want to insult it. You could probably say it should be however much, maybe 20, 30 bucks at most. That game is $60. It's a full price game. So again, stranger things have happened. For this game to only be $40, that is really, really cool. Space fighting, obviously actually the only thing, right? The primary thing you're going to be doing. Multiplayer is what they're focusing on most. Now, Jeff Keighley said that he does believe that there is going to be a single player, that there will be a single player. But again, we've heard around the gaming industry that there will be. It's just going to be super, super short. Don't expect anything much from it. It's going to be on multiplayer. 5v5 matches. Now, I guess my concern about that is in Battlefront 2, when we had space fights, they were a lot bigger than that. Now, it's very clear, based on the trailer and also based on the info that we know, that when you get into these matches, your goal is actually, I believe, to destroy the other team's major ships. That's the main point of the game, okay? So again, it's going to be something bigger than just 5-on-5. And when I hear that, when I heard Jeff Keighley say that, and you hear 5v5, again, I really think it goes more into the Battlefront 2 approach where, okay, this is something that, yes, there's only going to be 5 humans on each team, but it's going to be, they're going to fill it with AI. They're going to fill it with background things to help out. I guess the biggest thing I'm concerned about is that it's a little too much like Battlefront 2. You know what I mean? That it's going to go too much into that approach. Again, we know it's a space game. He talked about cosmetics. He talked about earning things in-game through in-game currency that you can only get by playing, the actual game. Solid enough, although some of the things that you can earn are upgrades to your ship. So, yes, there are going to be ships, I assume, when you get higher levels, there are going to be ships that are just more powerful than others, or, again, people that are more powerful than others, but they played the game. They, obviously, I guess you would expect that they earned it throughout their time. It's not as big of a deal. It is a little worrisome that we're throwing in-game thing, but again, it's in-game. So in-game, to me, I have no problem with in-game as long as you don't have to do, as long as there's no pay-to-win kind of model or system in this game. That's completely fine. Again, there could be a story mode. It's going to be mainly multiplayer. There's going to be, now I believe Jeff Keighley said there's going to be cameos. You're going to see people from the actual Star Wars universe. You're going to be able to play as the most popular ships. So my question is, because again, we're going to talk about, I think there's a couple characters that you can visibly see in this trailer, okay? Now, again, are they going to be in the story mode? Are they going to be, I don't even know, are they going to be in cutscenes in the multiplayer map? How do you even do that? You know what I mean? How are they necessarily going to be in there? But you're going to, from what we heard, you're going to be able to play as some of the iconic ships. Now, what are those, what are those ships? I'm not necessarily sure. Are we going to be able to play as certain ships, say, in Rebels, right? I don't know. These certain ships are bigger than others. Certain ships, I think, are more fancy than others. What exactly is going to happen? We'll have to see. But again, gameplay has been confirmed that it is coming on Thursday. We know this game is right at the end of the Empire. Okay, so I believe they said it's right after the Rebels had destroyed Death Star 2. Okay, so right at the end of Return of the Jedi. New areas, new maps that we've never been able to play before in a Star Wars game. Again, it sounds very, very solid. And then maybe one of the bigger things is that it is on PS4, Xbox One, and on PC, obviously, and that it's crossplay. It's crossplay. So I believe it's through the Epic Game Store, and that's crossplay, and that it's not going to be on next-gen systems. Now, that, to me, is a big one. I did not, when I heard the $40, I was like, oh, wow, that's actually really, really awesome. That's a good thing. The next-gen thing, that's a little interesting because, but here's the thing, being able to play it backwards compatible, that's a thing. So technically, like, there's no next-gen version, and October 2nd, the game coming out, that's pretty close. Firstly, I mean, that's really, really close. Secondly, it's around a month and a half before we're going to get next-gen systems. So why exactly didn't we, or like, aren't we going to see it in next-gen? I'm not necessarily sure. I think that would be a good approach. I don't know why they're only putting it on current gen. But again, if there's cross-play and then you can also play it, if you have a PS4, let's say, and you have it, and then it works on your PS5, you know what I mean? I guess technically you will be able to play this thing on the PS5, Xbox Series X, but there's just no next-gen version for it. This isn't, from what Jeff Keighley says, this isn't a game like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, like Cyberpunk, that's going to have that next-gen upgrade. You know, the smart delivery thing that Microsoft came up with, that these companies have now said, like, yes, there's going to be a next-gen version, and if you get, if you had it for Xbox One and then you get a Series X, you will upgrade to the next-gen version for free, which is better. You're getting a better product, let's say, than if you were to just do it backwards compatible. Okay, so that's how that whole, in case somebody doesn't know, that's how that works. That's how that's been said. So Squadrons seems to only have backwards compatibility as long as Sony says 1,000% certainty that's real. That's how it's going to have it, but it's not going to have a specific PS5, Xbox Series X version. With all the things basically fitted towards the next gen consoles, the specs and all that stuff. It's not going to have that. But honestly, my overall impressions, my thoughts on this, I'm excited. The trailer looked really, really solid. It looked a little bit like a Battlefront 2, like what you would see from a Battlefront 2 trailer. So really the biggest thing I'm going to be looking at is the game needs to separate itself from Battlefront 2. In a way, what we're actually seeing is like Skull and Bones come to life in front of our eyes with Star Wars. You know what I mean? So Skull and Bones, pirate game, you sail the seas, you're on a ship, you have other ships which are your friends with you. You go, it's mainly ship battles, okay? And that was taken because ship battles were such a big thing that everybody loved in Assassin's Creed Black Flag. So they decided, okay, let's have a team make basically a ship battle game. But then everybody said, okay, well, it doesn't have, you can't actually jump on the other ships, you can't do this, you can't do that. And everybody got upset. Game's gone into hiding. It's been rebooted a couple times, so the game is in major, major trouble. It may never actually come out. What's funny is that we're actually seeing kind of like that with Star Wars. We had, obviously, space battles have been a part of Star Wars games for the longest time. I know we've had specific space battle Star Wars games, but now we're getting, I think we're going to see a lot of the mechanics that worked in Battlefront 2's space stuff, and we're going to see that put into this. But again, the biggest thing for me is that it needs to differentiate itself as much as possible. Now, again, I actually really like the space fights in Star Wars Battlefront 2. I really did like it. So if it's literally the exact same thing, I mean, I won't love paying $40 for something I can already do in Battlefront 2, but they have, I think, a pretty solid foundation. If you don't love the space battles in Battlefront 2, I think at least you can say that they have a pretty solid foundation. So now it's all about taking that, moving it over, making it more, comprehensive, like literally everything, really expanding it out. Again, giving us those characters, giving us those ships, making it customizable, giving us a little single player. I think they can do it. I really do think they can do it. I definitely want to see this game, because if we see it and it looks like way too much like Battlefront 2, that could be a problem. But as for now, I'm happy with what we have, and we'll see more of it on Thursday. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think? You excited for Star Wars Squadrons? Do you like the fact that it's $40? Do you like that it's on current gen only? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'm going to be covering EA Play Live on this channel. We'll be talking about Star Wars Squadrons either the Thursday night or Friday or over the weekend, but there'll be loads of videos on anything that we see on EA Play Live, okay? So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed, have that bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up, and thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it, and I hope to see you all on the next video.